From eerie faces hiding in the woods to spine-chilling chase by unknown figure and even a snapshot of a demon child. Stay tuned as we delve into each one of them. A man shared this video on his Facebook profile, asking his friends and followers for answers about his terrifying encounter. At the start of the video, we can see a creature both terrifying and strange pouncing around in the backyard. It's really aggressive towards the man, and you can hear hissing sounds from it. At a quick glance, it might look like a weird bat or ray fish that ended up in the wrong place. But if you look closely, it has hands and legs all connected by thin wings, and even little horns on its head. It's like a creature that comes right out of hell. Even the dog in the video doesn't seem brave enough to go near this frightening thing, would you? Only when it's nighttime and when there's no one around, except for the deep forests and empty road. That's when the unknown emerges. This footage unfolds from a car's rearview camera, capturing a desolate forest road. While the car is reversed on the road, everything appears typical at first. Until it suddenly isn't. During the reverse, a young woman inside the car catches sight of something in the distance. It's a shadowy figure that seems to be slowly moving. However, as the girl noticed closely, the figure was moving nowhere except towards the car. This figure begins a gradual approach, then picks up pace, hurtling toward the car. As the figure gets close, as any sane person will do, they press on the gas pedal and speed away. Up close, you can see the figure's long arms and big body that look a lot like a Bigfoot. But I'm not quite sure if that's a Bigfoot or cryptid or just some crazy man. It gives you a creepy feeling to think about what could have happened if the car didn't manage to get away in time. The forest cam was supposed to capture coyotes in the wild, but instead it caught something much scarier and unsettling. The video shows the view of forest bushes at night. After a while, the camera captures something lurking in the darkness. A strange creature emerges from the shadows and crawls toward the camera in a creepy manner. As it gets closer, its face becomes visible, and it's not like any creature we know. It has big wildcat ears and a big wolf-like body, but what's really unsettling is its face. Its facial features resemble a human. What do you think it was? Being a parent brings worries, and leaving your child alone at home is one of the biggest concerns. That's why lots of parents put nanny cams around the house to keep an eye on them when they're not there. However, this parent did the same but ended up finding something else to worry about. This video comes from a nanny cam. You can see a child leaving a room and then heading back towards it. But here's where it gets strange. As the child is going back into the room, we see the head of what looks like another child peeking out from behind the sofa and then going into the room. Sounds normal, right? Well, it would be if there were actually two kids at home. But the truth is, the child was alone in the house and was the only child. So, who was the second boy? Was it really a child, or was it something far more sinister and unholy? After this incident, the parents decided to never leave their child alone at night again. A man was wandering through a deep forest, God knows for what reason, when he stumbled upon a well that was all blocked up. In the video, you can see the well covered with logs, but when the man records a look inside, he gets the shock of his life. A creepy face is staring right back at him from the depths of the well. This sight makes the man sprint away in fear. When we get a closer view of the face in the well, we can see its eerie details. Glowing purple eyes and a skull-like appearance that sends shivers down the spine. Could someone be pulling a prank on him? Or maybe it's a part of some strange ritual by a group. Or is it something beyond explanation? Whatever it is, my advice is to never, ever look inside a blocked well again. This video was posted by a man on TikTok in which he was out exploring a field of bushes at night. He used night vision to see clearly in the recording. While he was recording and moving through the bushes, he spotted something ahead. It looked like a creature that's kind of like a human, but it was bent over and doing something in the bushes. When the person zooms in on the creature notices and suddenly looks right at him. This freaks the person out, and they start running away. At first glance, the strange creature looks like a tall and skinny person, hunched in the bushes. But when you take a closer look, its bent back and long, curved neck make it even creepier. That hunched back, long neck, and those glowing eyes all remind you of something like a skinwalker. But let's hope it's not actually one of those. While a forest ranger was out observing the forest and its inhabitants, as he was recording, he unexpectedly came across a gigantic Bigfoot-like creature in the distance. This big creature was only seen walking for a few seconds before disappearing behind the trees. Some people might say it could be an ape just going for a walk. But if you look closely at how it's walking on two legs, it's different. Apes can stand on two legs. But the way this creature is moving with that posture in the video doesn't match up with how an ape would do it. Moreover, this creature is enormous. Its body is so big, especially when you compare it to the trees around it. It also has long arms and a thick black coat of fur, just like what we'd expect from a Bigfoot. The way it walks and posture even looks kind of human. So, in my opinion, this might actually be a real sighting of a Bigfoot. What do you think? This video comes from a trail camera, and the owner claims it caught a special moment. Santa's Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, visiting Christmas lights on the edge of Exmoor. In the video, we can see the reindeer feeling hungry and munching on the grass outside a house. Then, it spots some bird food and starts eating that too. Nothing unusual, just a hungry deer. The noise wakes up the homeowners, so one of them comes out to check. At first they don't notice the reindeer and go back inside. But when they take a closer look, they spot the deer and start taking pictures. The person goes inside to share the exciting news with their family that the reindeer is back. Meanwhile, the reindeer is trying to get more food from a tree and uses its antlers to knock down a bottle, and it succeeds. I think there's nothing strange about this footage. It's just a wholesome encounter with a reindeer who was simply looking for some food. This video comes from a wildlife camera placed in a forest to keep an eye on bears. In the video, we can see a big tree ahead, and two bears appear from behind it. One of the bears stands on its hind legs, puts its paws on the tree, and starts twirling around it. The second bear follows, but it stays on all fours. At first, the scene seems like a playful interaction between the two bears, having a good time. Towards the end, after a few rounds, both bears stop and seem to hug each other in a way. I believe it might be their playful nature, but it's still a bit unusual. Motion cameras are a big help for homeowners. They detect movement, take pictures, and send alerts. These cameras are also good for recording forest life, but sometimes they capture things that the humans aren't meant to see. This video is from a motion camera set up in a forest in Sydney, Australia. The camera got triggered by movement in the trees ahead. At first, when we watch the footage, there's nothing visible. Everything seems normal. Maybe just a wild cat or deer passing by. But when the video is zoomed in, things get creepy. We can spot a terrifying face hiding in the darkness, sitting beside a tree. What's even scarier is its glowing eyes, just staring blankly at the camera. It does this for a while, and then the video stops. What do you think that face was? A woman shared a picture of her new room setup on her Facebook account, excited to show it to her friends. However, the comments she received weren't about her room. They were about something else. At first glance, the picture seems normal. A sofa placed in front of a treadmill, a cozy arrangement. But if you take a closer look at the reflection in the closet mirror, you'll notice a face. When you zoom in on that face, it's not a human face, but that of a really creepy demon child. What makes it eerie is that the woman had no idea she was living with such a presence, always watching from the shadows. Ring cameras have become essential for homes, especially in forested areas. This video is from one such ring camera. In footage, a naked man is seen walking alone at night. Surprisingly, he doesn't appear bothered by his nudity. But he's clearly terrified of something or someone. The naked man roams around the homeowner's property, yelling and searching for something. He leaves briefly, then returns to grab a pipe from the homeowner's place. Afterward, he moves to a side path, searching for something, before eventually heading back to where he came from. The unsettling part is that this man was on a late-night quest, seemingly searching for something while no one else was around. I wonder what he would have done if the homeowner confronted him. What was his purpose? Was he genuinely disturbed by something or dealing with mental instability? The answer remains a mystery. This is a video from a ring camera of a home. We can see that in the ring cam video, it's pitch black night and it's raining. A woman approaches the door, holding an umbrella, and proceeds to ring the doorbell. Initially, it appears as if she's yawning while pressing the doorbell. As the doorbell chimes, she steps back slightly, closing her mouth after the yawn. However, things get weird. She opens her mouth wide again, standing there with her mouth agape. This unsettling sight continues for a full 20 seconds. After this time, she presses the doorbell once more, still with her mouth wide open, before finally leaving the property. The eerie part is that this unfolds in the dead of night, and the woman's prolonged mouth opening raises shivers as we consider what might have happened if the homeowner had chosen to answer the door. Capturing the beauty of clouds on a lovely day is a wonderful experience. However, that wasn't the case for this individual. In the video, we see someone using a time lapse to capture the changing sky, and everything seems ordinary with people moving in and out of the frame. But then, something peculiar occurs. Out of nowhere, a greenish, glowing smoke materializes and quickly disappears. Upon closer inspection and slow-motion playback, it's evident that this smoke emerges from thin air and vanishes just as mysteriously. What adds to the oddness is that the video was in time-lapse mode, making the appearance of the smoke surprisingly fast. What could this sighting possibly be? Is it a spirit? You decide. A girl received a video from the local police, and it's like something from a bad dream.
This is what the police sent me. This is what they found from all the footage.
In the video, there's a girl wearing a night dress, and she's crouched next to a car in a really strange way, almost not like a human. She's hunched over on the ground. Then she jumps to her right like a dog would. After that, she starts eating something from the ground, and her back is hunched in a way that doesn't seem possible for a person. Finally, she stands up and walks back into her house. The girl who got this video from the police says they told her that it was actually her in the video, probably sleepwalking. But she's sure that it can't be her because she would have noticed, and she was in bed, getting ready for work the next day.
I know for a fact that I worked the next morning and I have to wake up at 6 a.m. I know I was in bed. I know I was in bed.
It's pretty spooky to think that someone could do all of that while sleepwalking and doesn't know about anything the next morning. I really hope she never sleepwalks near my property. Taking a trip through the forest is an exciting adventure, but you need to watch out for things dropping from the trees above. It could be snakes, bugs, or even monkeys. But have you ever thought about a mountain lion falling down on you? That's really scary, isn't it? In this video, an adventurer shares their experience of walking through a nearby forest.
That's a first. It's a mountain lion. What a trip.
Climbed really high, probably waiting for prey to come by so it could pounce and have its next meal. Thankfully, the adventurer noticed it in time. Otherwise, who knows? They could have been its next meal. Wildlife cameras are truly fascinating. They capture sights we're excited to see. One night, this wildlife cam caught a wild boar approaching it. But something was off. The wild boar was moving strangely. As it got closer, it became clear that it had an injured leg. The camera flash made its eyes glow, adding to the eerie atmosphere. However, there's a feeling that something isn't quite right. Maybe another wild animal injured the boar, possibly, but there's a chance it could be something even wilder than the animals around. Out in the Merrimack Forest of New Hampshire, a trail camera was set up. In the footage captured at 12:05 p.m., a small animal appears in view. At first I was sure that is a squirrel, until a closer look revealed it to be a fisher. The fisher comes into view from the left side of the frame. It then leaps onto the trail, sniffs around for a bit, and eventually walks off into the forest, certainly looking for a midday snack. This clip comes from a tourist enjoying the beauty of Mono Lake, California. The tourist starts recording, capturing the stunning view of the lake. While filming the lake, they pan the camera to capture the rock formation next to it. Did you catch it? Upon reviewing the video, the tourist realizes there was something near the rock that they didn't notice while recording. Upon zooming in, a large black figure resembling a Bigfoot emerges from behind the rock and then mysteriously disappears. Upon closer examination, the figure's massive body and thick black fur resemble that of the legendary Bigfoot. Do you share the same thought? These videos that I am about to show you come from Scott Carpenter, and he is certain that in the area where he lives, there lives at least one Bigfoot, but he is stranger than any one Bigfoot you've seen. He claims that this Bigfoot is a completely white one, and he has some evidence to show for that claim. He traversed the forests and took recordings of every journey, and with more long hours of going through every footage and enhancing it, he has found some strange sightings of something that's been stalking him all throughout his journey. He has spotted many times a white figure trying to hide near bushes or trees, while keeping a close eye on his movements. Scott's cameras managed to pick up multiple occurrences of this, but one of the best sights he caught was the creature's face. We can see the special color of the creature, which I am guessing isn't helping it hide at all in a green forest. But the creature also seems strangely creepy and cautious at the same time, as if he is fearing Scott. Could this be a mutation of the known Bigfoot creature? A mutation that made it completely white? This security footage was taken by someone who set up these cameras because they believe the house is haunted and wanted proof of that. And as you are about to see in this clip, the house certainly is haunted. We can see the woman sleeping in her room, everything starting out normal. But just a bit past 8 p.m., we can see the door of a small cabinet opening on its own. Soon after, the light inside it starts going on and off. But creepier, the stand near her bed seems to move slowly. to a point where it hits the bed, as if to wake her up. Once she wakes up thinking she heard something, she calls after someone in the house, who immediately comes to comfort her.
Honey?
They go back into the room to check again, knowing something is not right, but decide they do not want to stay in that room any longer. But just a few seconds after they leave, this happens. The footage ends there, but we can all say with certainty, something is wrong in that house. Could it be a poltergeist playing with them?
It moves, and it does look like it has maybe 2 ears.
A lady shared this video on her TikTok account, convinced that she captured a glimpse of a Bigfoot. The video starts with a creature peeking out from the bushes, almost like it's hiding. The creature moves around, covered in black fur. The woman recording the video mentions it's been there for about 5 minutes, and she's puzzled about what it could be.
I'm not sure what that is, but I ain't gonna lie, it's a little unnerving.
This creature might look like an ape or a bear at first glance, but what's really unsettling is its massive size and how much space it occupies. It's way bigger than a regular bear or ape. What adds to the fear is that it's just standing there, as if waiting for the lady to step out of her car. Maybe even planning something. What could it be? Is it really a Bigfoot? Or is it something even more frightening than that? If you want to see more strange and mysterious scenes caught on camera, then watch this. Thank you for watching.